Collectibles here. We're going to look at Han Solo and Chewbacca comic book issue 1. We're going to see if this is going to be worth our time, worth our money to keep up with. All right, so this Han Solo and Chewbacca comic book store review of issue 1 is going to tell us a lot. If you like this type of stuff, if you like free stuff, link in the description for the free Discord and subscribe to the channel if this comic book stuff is your flavor. All right, let's get right into it. Han Solo and Chewbacca issue 1 comic book. It starts off with Han Solo and Chewbacca just chopping it up as usual, and then all of a sudden you realize they're in the cut waiting for the heist to finish, and this girl radios in, "Hey, Han Solo, I'm in trouble. We're trying to get out of here, but we're in a firefight." They're on the planet of the casino planet of Galator the Third, and so he rolls up and is like, "All right, I got your back." He gives the bad guys a haircut. Pew, 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 all that good stuff. And he brings down the bridge. They come running in. She runs in and he bolts out of there. And then he says, "Oh my goodness, we have a problem here. Problem is that there's a glass in the way, some type of protective glass." He punches right through it, hits light speed, and heads over to Tatooine. Over in Tatooine, he meets up with Jabba the Hutt. Obviously, he is the one that paid for this gig, the infamous, none other than Jabba the Hutt. Then Jabba the Hutt tells him, "I've got another gig for you. This one is going to be a little bit different. I need you to get an urn which contains the ashes of a rival." That's right. He wants to pay 1 million credits, which is a lot of money, for the ashes of his enemy. Talk about ego. All right, so he's like, "There's a catch. You got to split the proceeds, the winnings, with Credo." Credo is the one in the bottom panel in green. He's the one that set up the job, who found out about the job. So and then he tells him he's got to go with him, and that's like not an option. If not, there's no gig. So Han Solo is like, "All right, let me talk to Credo off to the side." Tells him, "Look, you're a backstabbing type of dude. I know all about you. If you come at me sideways, if I smell anything, it's going to be the blaster to the temple." So they, agree. So they tell Jabba, "All right, we're good. Let's keep it moving. Let's go." And where we're going, he's going to. So Jabba tells him, "You're going to back to your home planet, Corellia." He's like, "Man, I never thought I would ever set foot back onto my home planet, but there he is." Money talks. That's 500 space credits, which is a lot of money. And so now, you can see this conversation in the bottom 3 panels, and this dude is telling somebody in a hologram, "Hey, Jabba the Hutt's got this gig, and he's paying 1 million credits. It's for this urn full of ashes." And Jabba, he's probably got several people going out there. So we'll see what that leads to. So this is Han Solo reminiscing about his time on Corellia, his home planet, him, playing tongue wrestling there in the middle panel there. And then he's just talking about him running scams up back on his home planet. And so they get to where the gig is going to be. They spot the rich guy's penthouse, and they're using binoculars to take a look and see, all right, what is the best way to infiltrate his penthouse and get to the vault where the prize is. So he goes in through a crowd where the owner of the penthouse is walking through. He pickpockets his key. He makes it back to the penthouse, tells the doorman, "Look, I've got the key of the famous guy," or the rich guy, should I say. And he says, like, "Look, man, how?" And he's like, "I'm going up there." And the doorman's like, "No, you're not going out there. Look I know you're not with the rich guy." And he's like, "How else would I have his key card? If you don't let me through, I'm going to let him know that you stopped it from happening." And so he's like, "All right, go ahead, go." He gets inside the apartment, looks around, finds the vault, and he's like, "Oh, no, that right there is not happening. That is a vault, the strongest vault in the galaxy." And he tells him, "Look, the only way to get through that thing without like a code is you need some type of special laser, and the laser's as big as the closet itself. So imagine getting that in there." So they're like, "Man, what are we going to do?" So Han Solo's like, "Man, I need a drink." So he starts kicking back, and some dude bumps into him, and he's like, "Oh, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, you work for CEC?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know what? Let's have a few drinks." He's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because my pops worked at CEC, and he used to build ships for CEC. He says, all right, cool, let's have some drinks. So they're kicking back, having drinks. And now the dude from the hologram is there at a bar, drops down his badge, and he's like, oh, the bartender's like, okay, Corporal Lawman, all the way out here, Marshall. So he's some type of marshal. You can see now his face in the top panel. He's Marshal Buck Vancto. So you see he's starts questioning the bartender about, some stuff, doing what he does. And then he gets some information, comes and hems up this guy over here, rolls up on him, and then, just trying to get some more information. You see Han Solo come up on the hologram right there. It's like, okay, all right. So what's gonna happen with that? We'll see. And so he's having back to Han Solo, and this gentleman. They're chopping it up, and now they're having their last drink of the night. And the dude asks him, "What's your pop's name?" And he tells him, "Oh, well, his name is Oven." And then the one-eyed dude tells him, "No, it can't be." And he's like, "What?" Han Solo's like, "What?" And so the guy who probably is Oven says, "Han, that's my name. By the stars, I don't believe it. I found you, boy." So it looks like he's found his pops back on his home planet. I think that is a dope ending. And here you go. That is a sneak peek to the next issue. Let me know what you thought of this. I'm going to give this a solid 3 stars out of 5 stars on the Mucho Caliente comic book scale. All right, everybody, you know the deal. Good luck in all your collectible decisions. Let them be profitable and dope.